The safety and security of our employees and our facilities, and most importantly, our host communities, is paramount in our operations. We recognize even more in the aftermath of Hurricanes Katrina and Rita the importance of this issue, and we appreciate the opportunity to discuss what the oil and gas community has done to further address the concerns over the past several years. As Mr. Falgo has already said, if I can may summarize what he said, the Gulf Coast is America's energy heartland. The region is vital to America's ability to receive energy imports and refine oil domestically. Meteorologists have questioned the relationship between the storm intensity and climate change, but in this context, it's absolutely appropriate to discuss our efforts to protect infrastructure from the elements. Katrina and Rita severely damaged the region's infrastructure and economy, to say nothing of the tragic loss of life and displacement of residents. The refining industry was not spared the effects. Yet we responded quickly and effectively to the dangers and challenges posed by these storms. Katrina damaged offshore energy production facilities that were critically important to receiving imported oil supplies, refineries and pipelines that served as the major providers of refined and crude products to large parts of the country, effectively removing temporarily 10+% of our nation's gasoline supply. In spite of this serious damage, no significant long-lived transportation fuel shortage occurred during this period. The rapid return to service of major portions of the fuels industry may be attributed to two critical factors: quick action by the federal government to temporarily waive regulatory requirements, and release of crude oil from the SPR as it is intended to be used. And in addition, the effects of the dedicated employees of the oil and gas community, as well as the employers who managed to return significant assets to service in a short time frame. They deserve a lot of credit. Many facilities sheltered employees during the recovery process and provided supplemental housing allowances and loans to employees and their families. Refiners have significantly enhanced their storm preparation procedures in the wake of Katrina and Rita. Gulf Coast refineries have performed process analysis of the time it takes to enact a full facility shutdown procedure, telling them how long it takes to drain the tanks of inventory to prevent leakage or fill them with water to ensure buoyancy, and thus minimize damage to the tanks and its surroundings. During the hurricane season, facilities monitor the projected path of the storms, the storm arc, so to speak, and react accordingly. Besides projected storm paths, because projected storm paths narrow as the storm moves closer to shore, facilities have different levels of reaction depending upon how far the storm is out to sea. The process is based on the idea of a tripwire. In 2006, NPRA published a valuable crisis planning and response guide titled Hurricane Security Operations for security at refineries and petrochemical facilities, to synthesize and share experiences and insights of personnel in order to inform and improve our preparations for hurricane season. The paper addresses pre-hurricane planning and recovery operations and will be updated periodically as we draw from the lessons of the past and improve upon our already impressive ability to get facilities back online and operating safely. The refining community continues to evolve, and we will strive to face these complex challenges, but we need Congress's help to do so. By implementing sensible, strategic policies, Congress can help guarantee America a secure, reliable, predictable, and just as importantly, geographically diverse supply of energy. Necessary and prudent actions include the following: unlocking known reserves of domestic oil and gas resources, resisting the political temptation to manipulate market forces by imposing a harmful windfall profits tax or instituting price controls to address unsubstantiated price gouging allegations, or repealing LIFO or eliminating foreign tax provisions. Please repeal the renewable fuels mandate. Suspend the tariff on imported ethanol, and expedite permitting procedures for new refinery construction and refinery capacity additions. In light of the concerns we've heard today with regard to the concentration of energy producing complexes in the Gulf Coast, and by following the example of Louisiana, we can clearly diversify our energy resources. By doing so, we can have steady access to our own domestic natural resources and also reduce our dependence on foreign imports. Thank you very much for the opportunity to testify. I look forward to your questions.